up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is your Love and Marriage Huntsville review. Part 2 of the reunion. It was actually a pretty good episode. They start off where they left off. Remember that question at the end of the episode where they asked Martell if Melody was not in the picture, would he marry Arian? And he doesn't answer the question. No answer. Melody says if I didn't leave, he would still be there, in love with two women at the same time. He said he was just being greedy. Was it just sexual? And she says, I'm not naive. I know it was more than that, for just based on how long it was going. But I believed that he did want to work on the relationship. And he said, I believed it too. I wanted it. And she says, well, I knew it was like, she said there's one time, I guess he had pulled his back out and he was sneaking to try and call Arian. He was on his hands and knees trying to get to call that girl. So she knew it was more than just him going over somebody's house screwing. I mean, clearly it's more than that because of how long it was going. So what happened after that? Like many wives, I believed it. No, like many wives, you are socialized to be more accepting of it. You see how fast men are they'll leave relationships real fast when a woman steps out. We live in a society that it's more acceptable for men to do it. That's why women are more apt to stay, even though it completely goes against you. It goes against you, but I don't know. And like she said, like many women do it. They try to fight for their marriage. Um, you weren't honest with yourself about being in love with two women, being in love with two people. There's something deeper there. I don't know what it is. This is what Mel says. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a sex addiction. I don't know what it is. She said. And then she said there's something deeper, because if she's the whole restaurant and she's the whole package, then why is he, I guess, messing around on her too, I guess. That's what she implied. I'm not sure. I don't know much about what's going on, but he says, just because I'm not with you doesn't mean that I'm going to be with her. That's kind of fucked up. That's kind of messed up that he said that. But like, for real, like, I mean, my expectations of Martell is very low. And I think that's one of the, like, a way for a lot of men to get away with a lot of bad behavior and dishonorable behavior within their relationships, is because women don't have a high expectation of the men. There's no high expectation. That's why everybody is going after Arian. She's the one who should have, not proceeded with the relationship. She's the one that should have made him turn around. No, you turn around and go home to your wife. She's the one that should have had or known better, right? She's the one. Men get away with a lot of stuff. They really do. And then Melody, she's so petty. She goes, yep, you said that. You sure did say that to me. You've said that to me. If you weren't going to be with me, you wasn't going to be with her. And it's like, you're saying that to be petty, and you're saying it as a dig towards her. But when you take a dig towards her, you make it look like this man is the prize. That's all y'all do. When y'all start doing that, y'all just make it seem like the man. I know you're mad, and I know you're upset, and I know you want to take a dig at the girl. like she did something to you when he did something to you. She didn't do nothing to you. She has no obligation to you. Just because she has a vagina like you have a vagina does not mean that she is tethered to you or owes you any type of code or ethics. Do you see how those men stayed on code when they sat up there and lied? Maurice lied with a straight face. He lied with a straight face. No, no. And his brother turned around and said, yes, I have met her. You sit up there and lie so easy. Now we know his cue when he lies. No. We caught you in a lie. Y'all be so stupid. And the part that baffles me is that you believe because you have a penis that you're smarter. That's the crazy part. Especially when Marsau gave us the definition of transparency. It's like this niggas. They asked Kimmi, do you think Martell is a manipulator? She didn't answer the question. She just said that he just seems endearing or something like that when he apologizes for something she said. Then she said, I do believe that he has feelings for this girl. I was so tired of them referring to Ariane as for this girl, this girl, this girl, this girl. That's a woman. That's a grown woman. This girl, this girl. And then it's funny because Melody is like, why are we making her relevant? Melody, let me tell you something. All of y'all are participating in this game. All of y'all need each other for the movie to work. You are co-stars in this movie. She cannot exist without Martell and you. Her story cannot exist without y'all. Your story cannot exist without her. And Martell's story cannot exist without y'all. Y'all all playing in each other's movie. Martell is the star of his show. You're the star of your show. And Ariane is really the star of her own show and what she got going on over there. But little sis is on some other shit. Like, that shit is weird as fuck. Like, it's weird for you to even position yourself as though people are bothering you by watching you, but you go live to sit there and tell people that I just don't understand why you guys are watching me. I don't get it. I'm just reading your comments. You guys are so like worried about me and what's going on in my life. You know, you could just press stop right there, right? You know that no one would know who you are if it wasn't for this man being dishonorable in his marriage. That's why we know you. We know you because you are a part of this man's pathway to destroy his empire and his family. You were a part of that. Did you cause it? No, he caused it. But you were a part of that. That's the only reason why we know you, my love. And based on the way you be up in the camera and doing all, and you guys don't, oh my gosh, you guys, I don't even know why you guys are here watching me. I was like, that girl is weird. Like, but it's the level of narcissist that everybody has in them. And once they get a little taste, Andy Warhol said at 15 minutes of fame, everybody in their life will have 15 minutes of fame. And some people, they get that 15 minutes and they do whatever they need to do in order to make it last longer, whatever it needs to do. And on the entire way, they're going to be telling you, why are you watching me? Why don't you just mind your own business? It's comedy. Have you seen them together? Maurice said no. He just straight up lied and said no. Marsau said yes. He said, he was like, Yeah, we seen them. And then Martell laughs. Like, y'all need to get y'all shit together. Y'all need to stay on code. You see, they said they stay on code. It says, how is he around her? They said he's more aggressive around this girl. I'm sorry, I'm all up in the sorry, 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 sorry. I'm not in my usual place, so it's what it is. Okay. So Martell laughs. Letitia knows Martell's lying because she looked at Maurice's lying because she looked at him like, "Why are you lying?" Because Marsau basically told her, so it was on a guy's trip, and she showed up on a guy's trip, and Melody was like, "Oh, so I thought this was a big secret. I thought nobody really knew." Let me tell you something about men bringing their side chicks around and how everybody stays on code, down to his mother. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. I know. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen men bring their side chicks to family functions and everybody stay on code, including the women. So the way that Kimmi and Letitia were standing there acting like, "Oh, I would go home and tell Mel." No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You would say, "That's none of my business. I don't have nothing to do with me." You wouldn't have said nothing. You know why you wouldn't have said nothing? Because when Marsau told you, Letitia, that he saw Martell's side chick, you didn't tell Mel, did you? You stayed on code. Right, exactly. Because cheating is more acceptable for men to do. So everybody falls in line when the side chick comes around. They'll even make her a plate. Yeah. And she'll sit up there knowing she's the side chick. And everybody's just playing along. Everybody just playing the game. Playing along. So Kimmi, you could sit up there and act like you have this moral compass. And Letitia said, "I would have done the same thing. I would have done." No, y'all wouldn't. No, y'all wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have. Because clearly Maurice didn't tell Kimmi that he had met the girl before. Marsau met the girl before with Maurice, but Maurice said he didn't meet the girl. Letitia said he came back and told her that he saw the girl with Martell. Letitia didn't go tell Melody. Nobody said nothing. That's why Melody said, "Oh, I thought this was a big secret." So everybody knew Martell had a side chick. Everybody but Melody. So in other words, Melody was the side chick in her marriage. Because if everybody knew about the side chick but you, child, no accountability. Men do not have a culture of accountability within their peer group. I wouldn't say nothing. We're more of an influence if we stay. Yeah, right. The bottom line, he said, "I don't want to mess up a happy marriage." Do you think I don't want to mess up, what he said, "I don't want to mess up a marriage." That's what he said. He didn't say a happy. He said, "I don't want to mess up a marriage." So how more messed up do you think a marriage has to get where you're actually sitting, breaking bread with your homeboy's side chick or the other woman he's in a relationship with? So what is it that you don't want to mess up? And then you have an influence when you're there. Men don't hold each other accountable because cheating is acceptable, and they're not going to say anything to each other. I told Martell this ain't it. No, you didn't. I don't believe that. I don't believe that none of you men held him accountable and told him, "You are absolutely wrong for this." Because if he knew that you weren't okay with it, he wouldn't have brought homegirl around. He would have been very much secretive about it. That's how you know when somebody is when somebody feels like what they're doing is acceptable among their peers, they're going to bring the side chick around, and that's just what it is. And if no one says anything and makes plates and sits down and laughs and kikis and here, get the remote control. What you want to watch, baby? On the TV, girl. Watch what you want to watch. making her feel like, honey, I've seen it firsthand. Trust me. It's a whole act and a whole game. Everybody plays along. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to the man at all. You think Marsau and Maurice just sat up there and lied like super duper easy. Super easy. And lie. Even Tisha was like, now you lying. Like when they went to the back. What's her name? Melody wants to know, why are we making Ariane relevant? There would be no storyline here. If we take Ariane out and how she contributes to the storyline, we wouldn't be talking about any of this. Don't you want to know that everybody around knew about her except for you? Or did you know? That's why I don't fuck with him. A problem with someone. This is why you have to have your kids in a protective, healthy environment. You're going to have to get primary custody. It's not fair that she has to stay. I hate being in Huntsville. It's a dark shadow. God is going to make, they start praying and laying hands on her, and God is going to make a way, and she just wants to take her kids and leave. I know how that is. I know how it is to want to move away from the person who just is like, you don't want to have nothing to do with them. You want to leave. I know firsthand what that feels like. And unfortunately, she's stuck in Huntsville until they get older. But she wants her children with her, clearly. I'm sure she does. So she has to have joint custody. She says she has to prove that he's unfit. He actually, you know, actually performs fatherhood the way, I think that's why he believes that he deserves like all of these little cookies, because he does what fathers are supposed to do in relationships and marriages. But because of the scarcity of the image of what Martell was showing with his children, he feels like he should be rewarded because it's not something that's normal, right? It's not something that's happening um, more times than not. It doesn't happen as much as it should, to the point where that's like literally the culture. And so he gets rewarded for doing what men are supposed to do in marriages and in relationships. So it's going to be hard to show that he is unfit, besides his inability to make good choices that can possibly ruin your entire future or the next step of your life. I don't know. But I understand what it feels like to want to get away from the person that you were in relationship with, and you don't want to have nothing. First of all, they play too much. It's not safe. No, it's just not. And you need to be on a ground, your own fucking grounds, unless they come up with an agreement. But, and I don't personally think it's healthy to be trekking kids back and forth from state to state just so that you can, I think it's for the children. I think it's better, especially with all them kids, like 4 of them. I don't think it's healthy to be going back and forth, state to state, state to state, state to state. But I completely understand her wanting to just leave and not be close to him, not want to see him, none of that. I totally get it. I don't like that y'all said that you would hang out and stay and choose to participate. And I've been around them and I didn't see that. Well, you said you didn't see them. You weren't around them. So why did you lie? And then Tisha tells Marsau, well, wasn't Maurice with you? He says, I don't remember. And this is why I have a problem with men. Like, you will literally sit up there and protect. What are you protecting? What are you protecting? Why wouldn't you say, yes, he was there with us? Then now we can ask him, why did you not tell the truth instead of you now lying to protect him lying? That's why they will stay and sit up with the side chick and break bread and have drinks and laugh and kiki. They knew exactly who she was, and it wasn't as if Martell was acting like you couldn't tell that they had something going on, but you can kind of tell. Honey, you knew who the fuck that lady was. Stop playing with me. Y'all want to play these games, and that's the thing that I can't do. I can't play the games. I can't play the games. I don't like the games. Why are you protecting unhealthy behavior? If y'all met the girl, why lie about it? One. Number two, why sit up here and lie for your brother? Just like easy. Oh, I don't remember, looking all stupid. I don't remember if he was there or not. And Letitia goes, okay, so now you lying too. Like, what are y'all protecting? Like, you see how they stay on code? They say the women stay on code too. And that's the problem that I have, is this performative, like you got the woman's back. You don't have her back, Letitia, or you would have went to her and said, hey girl, Marsau just said he came from the guys trip with Martell, and Martell had a woman there. Did you tell her? Okay, so you participated too. So I would have done what Kimmi would have done. No, you wouldn't have. You didn't, because you didn't. You had an opportunity and you didn't do it. Okay, so I don't want to hear that. Oh, we women and girl code and us women got to stick together and all that other dumb shit, y'all. When it's a dick involved or a dollar involved, y'all don't know how to fucking act. And if it's against a woman, if you male identified, you definitely not saying nothing, Letitia. And you want people to put respect on your marriage because you've been married so long, and what? So long and what? So long and what? The reason why people come on this show trying to give y'all advice, because y'all marriage look crazy as hell. Y'all look like you in a fucking time warp. That's why, girl, shit. They welcome Destiny. Destiny comes out. I didn't like Destiny's hair. I didn't like Destiny's dress. I just was like, girl, this is too va 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 boom. It's that the whole thing is just, I didn't get it. The burgundy, I didn't like it. I didn't like that hair, all them ringlets. I just like that hairstyle as a whole. I just don't like it on anybody. I don't like all of that. I don't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. What really went down between you and LeBaric? Was it about keeping his last name? Obviously, he didn't give a fuck about any legacy. That's another thing. Y'all performing like you give a fuck about a legacy, because if you did, you wouldn't have filed for divorce if you gave a fuck about your legacy, right? And if you really fucking care, if I was Destiny, bitch, I'm changing his last name to mine. We weren't married long enough for me to immortalize you and have your name live on. I'm gonna name what my brother named, another nigga's name. That's what it's gonna be. Girl, he filed for divorce 3 weeks after having a baby. He wouldn't have his last name. Sorry. Oh, well, it's a legacy. It's for the man. It's for the man. The man wants to put his name on something, including you. It is so weird that when I said that, I always call Todd Burris, right? Because y'all gonna put some respect on Sugar Mama's name and act like she's not the fucking head of household over there off of Cascade, okay? So, and yeah, that's disrespectful. How is it disrespectful for a man to take a woman's name, but it's not disrespectful for a woman to take a man's name? I will wait for somebody to put that answer down. How is it disrespectful? What is disrespectful about taking on her name? That's disrespectful to call him Todd Burris. Why? She's the head of household and you're not going to tell me nothing different. The fuck? Shit. You two out. Then she said they were together 5 years. Didn't know where it was going. Was it cheating? She said no. What did Martell say about y'all being too outspoken? Melody pulls up this like clown emoji face on a stick. Fell flat for me. Kind of cringy. Girl. And then she says, well, I felt like you was a clown because you said something about that's why we getting a divorce, because don't no man want a mouthy woman. The problem that I have with this game that so many Black people and women in relationships and just women in relationships want to play when it comes to performing this title of wife is that you fall into this leave it to Beaver, June Cleaver idea of what traditional is. And the only reason why that model is put in place is because women had to. The society that men built made it so that women had to depend on men. And now the women are independent, and the men want women to still feel like or to act like they need to depend on a man. So we're going to act like this, and we're going to give these men all of these accommodations and amenities so that we can still play Leave It to Beaver, when that has never been the reality, ever, never. When the women had to depend on the men, they still had to work. It was a very small percentage of Black women who was actually staying at home and completely dependent on a man. But they had to. They had to. Now they don't have to. The man is like a dessert. He's nice to have. A woman does not need a man to the point where she is unable to survive without one. But y'all want to play these games like we live. This is a tradition. Traditional what? What are you doing? You're playing a game. You're playing a role. We're playing house. That's what y'all doing. Playing house. And we're going to save face. And this is what the man is going to act like. And I need to have my legacy. But you're going to divorce your wife after 3 weeks after having your legacy. Girl, y'all got to get the fuck out of here with that. It's like everybody, like, I'm like, fucking snap the fuck out of it. Y'all playing this game. Oh, he's head of household. Why? Why? Oh, because you have to stroke his ego and make him feel like a man. Your behavior has to make him feel like a man. So his whole identity is tethered to how you behave, because how you behave determines if he feels like a man or not. If you don't get the fuck out of here with that dumbass shit, that shit is dumb as fuck. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. And then for Marsau to tell Destiny that she's like a beta male. Oh, so you're like a wolf in captivity? Oh, you're one of those alpha males? That's what you believe that you are? Your type A for asshole personality? You believe that makes you an alpha? Girl, the fuck out of here. You're comparing yourself and your behavior to a wolf in captivity. I don't want to hear that alpha shit come out of nobody's fucking mouth any fucking more. And then for you to like try to use it as a pejorative, a beta. She's a beta man. She's a beta man. And to use it like that's like as an insult. You got that little thing. No, it's big. It's real big. And that's what the problem with y'all have, because y'all know in real life, if everybody were to snap the fuck out of it, these women would understand they don't need you. You are a nice to have. And half of you niggas ain't nice to have around. And you want people to depend on your fickle asses to the point where if Destiny decided she wanted to depend on LeBaric and not have her own, she would have been out the house 3 weeks after having a baby. So he ain't no motherfucking different than the baby, a nigga who murdered a motherfucker in the Walmart. Yeah. So them two niggas ain't no different to me. No different. Legacy my ass. I would change that baby's goddamn last name so fucking fast and make LeBaric's head spin. You'd have a goddamn legacy for one. She's like a beta man. Where's a man who could bring out the woman in me? See, that's the thing. That's the thing. Y'all just need to be independent, whole people. Y'all just need to learn how to be men without having a woman behave a certain way in order for you to feel like a man. Like that, what kind of shit is that? Like literally, what kind of shit is that to where you can't walk through life feeling like a man without a woman having to feel a certain way? A woman has to be this way in order for you to feel like a man. And a lot of that time it's like this. She has to be down here in order for you to feel like a man. You got to push her down in order for you to feel like a man. That shit is dumb as hell. That shit is dumb as hell. Tiffany and Lewis come out. A lot of people petitioned for Lewis and Tiffany to be fired. They called them trifling. She says she's surprised she didn't jump off a bridge. Someone will always have something to say. Then they talked about Tisha getting the real meat. I wanted to get the real meat. She talked about cheating on her high school boyfriend. That's not the same. And she said, well, Tisha asked, she wanted to get the tea. That's not how relationships work. And they said that they come across as rehearsed. It's very surface. They have an opinion like they've been here for a long time, because Martell was like, y'all act like they've been here for a long time. They haven't. And Marsau was like, well, they act like it. The problem is Marsau doesn't like that another man held him accountable. He doesn't like that. Do you see how men act towards one another when someone is off code? Remember how I say in a group of men, if there's one man that's like, hey, y'all, this shit y'all talking, this shit is crazy as hell. Women really don't need us, y'all. We need to stop acting like they do, and we need to start acting accordingly. We need to stop asking for submission. You know how they're going to turn around and attack that one man? That's why they all stay on code like fucking bitches. Y'all all stay on code. Y'all, no one will say nothing. Y'all will all sit there and follow a motherfucker off a cliff just because he got on a suit and tie and some shoes with a bottoms that slide and a pocket square and call yourself high value. Girl, the fuck out of here. And Kimmi was like, you see how you brought up me when I first met you instead of bringing up yourself. You didn't talk about yourself. You talked about me. Yeah, that's fair. I can understand that. I felt Melody should have said something. I was shocked about the grass conversation. And he said, if I would have took a shot, it would have been something different. With your big ass, one shot would have made that entire conversation gone a different way. You sound stupid. And I don't know what Kimmi was talking about. We about to get these Scott DNA. You're not a Scott. You're not a Scott. That is not your name. You're just married to a Scott. And that's why your name, because you took on his name so he could have a legacy, right? You're not a Scott. So I don't know why you say, we're going to get this Scott DNA. You don't have Scott DNA, Kimmi. You don't even have children with Scott DNA. So what are you talking about? So, oh, this is the game we're supposed to play, right? We're supposed to play this game, girl, where you stand up, you soldier for your man. Girl, get the fuck out of here. Stupid as hell. I heard Tiffany got fired from the chamber. Did you? No. Melody doesn't know her personal business. Stop acting like you're transparent when you're not. And Martell said, none of y'all have been transparent if we want to be honest. What you mean we ain't been? Yeah. That's the problem now. Marsau didn't want it to be as transparent as it was. He doesn't want people to see. He wants people to see the business side. Because when they look at the personal side of how you deal in your interpersonal relationships and not in your business relationships, we'll see that you're a little fucked up and flawed, like a lot of people are. And a lot of men who hide behind their business acumen instead of how they deal interpersonally with the people in their friends and their intimate relationships and their familial relationships. They don't want to get you a glimpse in that. Just watch me how I do business. Ray J does great with business. He is a great businessman. Let's talk to Princess for a little while. Right, let's talk to her for a little while. Nick Cannon, great businessman. Great. Let's talk about how he deals with his relationships. His relationship with other women. Right. Drake, oh my God, a great businessman. Oh my God, he's great. Let's ask the women that he has relationships with how he is in his relationship. Yeah, nobody wants to be transparent about that kind of shit. And it's hard, especially with thousands of people watching. So while you want tea, Letitia, girl, we still ain't got no tea on you. What's some tea on you that we got, that we know? Y'all ain't transparent, to Martell's point. I just don't like how opinionated they are with such little experience. What makes you an expert in marriage? Well, you need to have success under your belt. And he was like, this is not my first marriage. He was like, I could still give you valid advice. I don't like that. I do not like for people to say, just because you haven't had the experience, you can't give advice about it because you haven't gone through the experience. So are you telling a male OBGYN that the only way he could deliver a baby is if he has actually had a baby himself? So he has to have the experience of having a baby in order to know how to deliver a baby? Is that what it is? Because that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. It makes no sense. It doesn't make sense to tell people who were once children that they can't give advice about children because they don't have children, when their actual experience is actually like, wait, motherfucker, I was a kid. I know what it's like to be a kid. I know what it's like to feel how to feel treated or mistreated by an adult. I remember what it was like. So yeah, I can give advice on children. Right? You can give advice on marriage if you've been in relationships. I don't understand why people act like you can't, because anybody on the outside looking in can give you great advice. Listen to children. They give advice. They haven't gone through those experiences. But on the outside looking in, somebody could see something that you cannot see yourself. And they can give you some advice. And for you to dismiss people because they haven't had the experience or have failed at it, that's actually the people you want to listen to. I could show you the path I took where I fucked up. I just don't like the fact where people say just because you haven't had the experience doesn't mean you can't give advice on it. Everybody can give relationship advice. Everybody can give marital advice. Everybody can give dating advice. Good, bad, what not to do, what you should do, what worked for me, what worked for somebody I saw, what this other person did. People can give advice. And when you cut people off because you want to dismiss them because it's not what you want to hear, do you think that we would take marital advice from you and Letitia just because y'all been married the longest? You think you're qualified to do that? Because you've been married the longest? Letitia said put some respect on her motherfucking marriage. What do you think? Opinions are like assholes. And Marsau said, don't share your asshole with me. I know that's right. Every couple that comes to this show thinks that they can give me and Marsau advice. And we have been married the longest. Put some motherfucking respect on our marriage. Just because you've been married the longest does not mean that we should respect your marriage. Especially if it looks like that. Especially if it looks like your husband does not know that one of the children is allergic to peanuts and almost gave them peanut butter. That's why everybody comes to the show to give y'all advice, because y'all shit, as long as y'all been married, y'all shit looks crazy as hell. You look like you're stuck in a time warp. It looks like you're trying to play this game where he feels like the man of the house while you're the most educated in the house, and you just sitting on your degrees like la-di-da because you need to make him feel like a man. What do you feel like? When do you get to feel like a woman? Huh? And is his behavior dependent on you feeling like a woman? I'm sorry, y'all. This shit is crazy to me. Anyways, that's it for the episode. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Y'all let me know what y'all think of the episode. I'm about to go dye my hair again. This is a mess. Anyways, y'all take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.